Back on the tail of Gunnar. He's looking to make an overtake already. Down the inside he goes.
Is he gonna go? He's gonna do it!
Oh, with Hackett now up into P9. Down the inside he goes. Another aggressive move on the other Mercedes driver. Is he gonna make a mistake? Doesn't look like.
Closing. Problem is, if he goes.
Oh, that's nice for Broad Adam, moving up to P7.
As he's currently looking to gain about 3 or 4 points. Oh, and is Nelboy going to go for it down the inside of Waza? Seems like he is, and he makes up that position. Beautiful overtake by Nelboy.
12 races, multiple divisions, 20 drivers.
All that sound good? Then why not join us now ahead of the new season? The link to our Discord will be in the description, and we hope to see you on track with us.
Delta T Racing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is everyone doing? We are here for Delta T Racing Round 2. We are at Austria, and tonight is an all-compounds race. So that means all of the drivers have to use all of the dry compounds throughout the race. It'll be interesting to see what strategies people pull out of this. I am currently awaiting a co-coms, because I'm going to have Nelboy with me for tonight when he gets back from a small errand. So hopefully if I do DC, he can get me in straight away. But let's watch as we have now got Stuart, who is a reserve driver tonight, in the Haas, up from Division 2. He's going to be the first one to set a lap. We will go on board with him for the time being. Very neat and tidy through the last corner. DRS wide open, burning a little bit of battery. Heavy braking into turn 1. Cuts it nicely there. Oh, he's come out into a bit of traffic. I wonder if that's Benny Buno or Grelis. Very, very clean. Oh, okay. Not so clean. Yeah, con. Up the Mercs and Stew. That'll be on. Yeah, you can't say up the Alpines anymore, can you? Because you're not all part of the same team anymore. Oh, a little bit of tyre squeal going through turn 6. A little wide, didn't quite catch the apex of 7. How's he going to take 9? Cuts the corner and goes wide. I wonder if he kept the time. He did. He didn't invalidate. It's a 105.245 for Stuart. We have, I believe that is Benny no, that is Grelis behind. Let's see who is now on a lap. We have Haywood, the host, who has invalidated his first lap. Gunnar setting a 104.8. What a brilliant lap for his. Oh, geez, it's been a while. Setting his benchmark out lap. We'll stick with Haywood, see where he comes. We also have the RB boys of Evan and Bog, both in the 105s. Up the Alpines and up the Stew. Yeah, of course you'd say that, Rigby. Hope everyone in the chat is doing well. Thank you for watching. Even though it is my really dodgy commentary, as always. And Grelis sets the fastest time with the 104.2. Will Hayward have enough in the tank to beat that? I believe the cars in front of him, yep, they are peeling off into the pits. And Hayward's not happy. He is pulling into the pits as well. Let's see. So we have Stewart going again. As we have Hackett coming round the final corner here. What is his time going to be? He's not going to be best pleased with that. 106. Let's see. Where are you? Andre goes very wide out the final corner. That's unfortunate. Brandon kept the lap clean. A 105.0. Just behind Maggot in the Alpine. Let's see. What is going on? We have Benny Budahu coming across the line. A 105.3. Not a bad lap, but not his best for a banker lap. And I remembered the word this time. Oh yeah, we know what Grelis is like when it comes to racing and when it comes to setting quali laps under pressure. So, yeah, we can expect him to push into the 103s, especially when there's more rubber on track. When it gets rubbered in and he puts in less fuel, he will likely blitz the rest of the field, much like he did last season. Meanwhile, we've got F1 Lime, who's actually remembered there's a race tonight. Surprisingly enough. His excuse last week was his girlfriend made him forget. He sets a 104.799. We'll call it a 104.8. Just to be mean to him. We only have Mr. Miyagi, and he is currently invalidated. We also have his teammate who has just started a fresh lap, Giannis. Let's see how he does along this, the shortest lap on the F1 calendar. I do kind of wish the organisers had done this as a reverse track this season. Just a little personal thing. I prefer the reverse version to the standard. He seems to be keeping it very clean. He does have a little bit of traffic ahead. If he's too quick, he might end up being in the dirty air of the car ahead as he comes around these next two corners. Okay, they've peeled off into the pits. Round turn 10. Comes across the line and puts in a 105.3. Not a bad lap for a banker. I have a feeling that that's going to be around the top 5, maybe top 3 in Division 2 tomorrow. We have Pac-Man, who has already invalidated his lap. I have a feeling he may have invalidated turn 1. We will go on with Miyagi as he is finishing his fast lap now. I'm guessing this is Nell Boy who has just joined me. As Miyagi sets a 104.836, puts himself up into P5. Let's see. We have Berserk and Andre.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, yes.
Good evening. Sorry about that. Apologies for being later to do taxi service. But see, we're up and running.
We are indeed up and running. I've just sorted out your levels so that you're louder than the game but the same level as me.
Thank you. Okay, so just have a look. Grelis 104.2. Oh, I think he can get down to 103.8, 103.9.
Yeah.
He's going to be quick around here.
Con in the chat has also said this. He says he goes 103s easy. So
yeah, I think I say. Obviously, early days he's got a lot, track evolution. If we get another couple of runs in, obviously a short track here, so you can get 4 qualifying runs in. But I think he'll we go for the 3 and save the tyres. Obviously, as you know, soft's got to be used tonight in the race as well. But yeah, it'd be interesting. I reckon it can get down about 103.8. So that's, I'm going to put my banker on that as a poll.
I'm going to go faster than that. I'm going to put my money on a 103.5.
Controversy.
Just because I know how fast Grellis can be. And if all goes well for him, if he puts it all together, he will absolutely smash it out the park. Right, we are on board with Hayward, who has invalidated again. He is not having fun here at the Red Bull ring. Of course he wouldn't, because he's in a McLaren, but...
Hayward normally stronger in the race than he is qualifying. Quite a consistent
that's
driver
true.
in the race, so... but obviously he'd like to get a valid lap in. Move himself up a little bit. What's he at the moment? 105.4.
Yeah,
He's 7/10 off of 5th, but over a second off the lead. It's yeah, quite a gap in there at the moment.
Yeah, he's a little bit annoyed with himself, I'm guessing, because he's invalidated every half-decent lap that he's had. So he hasn't actually been able to put a banker on the board, unfortunately, which has languished him down in 19th right now.
Yeah, 19th. I'm sure he will jump up. But it's such an infuriating track, this one. As I say, you can invalidate on so many corners. And when you concentrate too much on one corner you've invalidated on, you either mess it up big time or you then mess up another corner because you're just not thinking about it. So, but it's, yeah, if you could pin it all together. I do like Austria as a track. I just wish it was a bit longer. I know there was talk years ago of extending the track out a bit further. Yeah, I just wish that would come. I think 104 is a little bit quick for a lap, to be honest.
I know that in the 70s and 80s, the track actually extended beyond where turn 1 is, and you went on the other side of the hill. Made a slight hill climb, and then back down on up to where turn 3 is.
That's right. Yeah. Well, it used to be the Österreich ring, didn't it?
That's correct. Yeah.
I remember watching it back in the 80s, and yeah, it was. You just carried on where turn 1 is. You carried on a lot further. But there was talks of them revitalising that and bringing it back just to add a little bit more to the track. But I don't know what happened with plans. But it's just a shame. I think a little addition to it would just be nice.
To be fair, what we've got at this moment in time is still better than what they initially wanted to have as the Austrian track, which is just across the river on a runway on an airfield, which was just a little L-shaped. Well, that's the thing. Silverstone went around the perimeter of the airfield. The original Austrian Grand Prix ran in an L shape. It used the runway and 2 taxiways. That was it.
Fantastic. So you got 2 massive hairpins and then two right-angled. That would be about it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Lodestar wouldn't make it, that's for sure.
Oh, he would have been fine because it was lined with hay bales. That was it. There were no stands, nothing. It was just hay bales pointing out where the corners were. You know, it's the way it was in the 40s and 50s.
Yes, very true. Yeah. You didn't expect to come back, so it's changed quite a lot in modern era. Let's have a look who we've got in a lap. Brandon looks like he's going to get a toe off of Hayward, just going down towards turn 4, but Hayward...
We've also got Stewart out on a lap, who has just set the fastest sector 1.
All locked up a bit there at turn 4, though. We'll see how much that's damaged him.
He is apparently up by 600ths at this moment in time, and he's just invalidated his lap. That's a shame.
Yep.
We'll go back on board with Brandon. Is he coming in? Yeah, Brandon is coming in. Hayward is carrying on to go on to a lap.
Yeah,
all I'm going to
Hayward
say,
hopefully going to set his first timed lap.
Yeah, I'm going to say, good luck, Hayward. Do not invalidate. This is not a commentator's curse. This is a genuine driver wishing you to get a lap on the board because I know how
Yeah.
frustrating that is.
Absolutely. I think it's this time of the qualifying where you just put a couple of laps of fuel in just in case, and then you hope
Yeah.
if you make that mistake it's early on so you can invalidate, recharge, go again. But inevitably it's lost corner here.
Yeah, it seems to be where he's struggling the most is exit of turn 9. He's washing wide out onto the, what would be a strip of gravel just beyond the curbing on the outside.
Yep.
But yeah, he's just not having fun with it. Going into this corner now. Here we go. Let's see if he keeps it on track. He seems to have done well there. Maybe a little bit hesitant going through turn 10, but understandable. It's got him a lap on the board, and it's a 104.938.
Yeah, so just drops him into 10th place there. Notice the leaders are on laps. Pac-Man. Oh, he's invalidated his lap, but Grealish just starting his final onslaught. And we'll see if he can get down to the 103.5 as you stated.
We're going to ride on board with him here. So, I do apologise. My vape is really messing with my throat. Oh.
Okay, Lime coming towards the end of his lap now. Just into the final 2 turns. We'll see what his time's going to be. Currently at 104.5. Needs to find 3/10 for provisional pole as we stand. But Grealish on a lap. 104.2 pops him up into.
Oh, Grealish just had a bit of a wiggle out of number 6. That was
And still 3/10 up.
That's what he would call a brown moment, and I have been migrated. Great. Gotta love it.
You have. Yes.
Not enough players remaining to start the session. Yay.
Okay, well, we are still running at the moment. Grealish has put in a 103.914. Lime in second, 104.2. Just see who else is out on a lap. Maggot just coming towards the end, but he's abandoned that going into the pits. Miyagi finds himself off in the gravel. Brandon just starting his out lap now. Okay, do you have an invite, Summers, or do you need one?
I do need one, please.
Do you need one?
Oh, Andre has just got me.
He's got, right, okay. Let me know if you do and I'll drop out, but we'll just run through what is happening. So Miyagi has abandoned that lap. Brandon's starting his final one.
Can I please get an invite? That one from Andre just sent me to the main menu.
Oh, that was handy.
Yeah.
Right, let's
Gotta love EA.
get you in. Yeah. There we go. So should be on its way to you.
There we go.
I'll send you another one just in case.
Yeah, I do apologise to the people watching the stream because it seems like this is going to be a constant until EA pull their finger out.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit sporadic at the moment, but we'll jump on. We'll see who I can grab coming towards the end. Looks like we have one of the Red Bulls. No, he's just starting the lap, so it's the Williams. Hackett comes into the pits. The Red Bull of Evan with a 105.0 up into 14th position. Next across the line.
That was Brandon with a 104.4. Next up is Owen Wyatt. Oh,
yep, Pac-Man has just spun.
Yeah, that's not good. I think Owen will be rather upset about that.
Yep. Yep. I think there could be some footage going into the stewards, but I'll obviously review that. I just caught the end of it, but it didn't look brilliant. Right, so we got Steri.
That's Giannis.
Janice, yes. In 9th, he's actually bolted as well. So Evan, 7 seconds down. Bog is coming around to the final couple of corners now.
Let's see where Bob can put himself. And no improvement. That's unfortunate.
No, 4.5 seconds down. So that ends qualifying. So Grelis taking pole position as we expected. Lime on the front row of the grid with him. Then we've got Pac-Man and Owen Wyatt behind. Brandon Aguna, Maggot, and Mr. Miyagi, and then Giannis and Kavolis rounding out the top 10.
Oh, I'm just glad that it was a single dropout that I had there. It's not quite as bad as Bahrain last week, where I had 2 dropouts in quali.
Yeah, but last week there was something wrong with that lobby. I mean, obviously with it, it sort of crashing, us having all the issues, only managing to do just over the 50%. I think if it had been 1 lap earlier, we'd have had to restart the race.
Yeah.
But it was literally just over the amount that we could make a decision on that. So obviously half points awarded.
I just brought that up on the screen there. So there are the points rewarded for last race. I didn't have a chance to do it before you got here. So we've got it up on screen.
Your lines.
And there we go. We'll get on into the race. It'll be interesting to see what people do for their stint lengths and which order they plan to do the tyres. Just strategy in general today is going to be very, very interesting to see what people do.
With the tyre wear this year, yeah, we've got to see what it's showing. I mean, last year was quite simple. It was put the softs on, do a couple of laps, change medium or hard, and then you'd see the race out. You could pretty much, it was pretty much the best strategy. But I'm not so sure this year. Really not. It could be a complete mix-up.
I mean, I have a feeling that it's still going... There will be a couple of outliers who will probably put the mediums on first. But I'm reckoning most drivers will go soft on the first stint, get it out of the way, get it done, and then go for the harder compounds from there, just like you used to do last season.
Yeah. I mean, so much depends on safety cars. It can make or break a strategy. Obviously, if you're going to go hard, medium, and soft at the end to try and be quick, and the safety cars fall right, you're on to a winner. But yeah, it's a bit of a lottery. But as you say, if there's no safety car, then yes, softs, then go to one of the harder ones, and then the second to see the race out is still probably the way to go. But is it worth a gamble?
Let us see what people have actually gone on to for tyres. The entire grid has gone with soft tyres.
Well, there we go. That's answered our question.
Now it's just a case of who's going to go for the undercut.
Yep.
Who's going to come in before everyone else, put on that harder tyre, and get themselves out ahead of the pack in clean air.
Yes, and clean air is so important here because obviously, I mean, yeah, the slipstream, but the dirty air is horrible. It's almost worth not having the slipstream because of the dirty air. So yeah, getting clean air, some nice fresh air over those tyres, because tyre wear is brutal on this game.
Agreed. Yeah, Sector 2 in Austria is an absolute nightmare to follow because of the dirty air. We will likely see people washing wide through turns 6 and 7. So expect a lot of clouds of gravel at some point during the race. And yeah, it's such a fast track. And the sad thing is the dirty air comes into effect around 7/10 behind. So you can still be in the DRS, but you won't be able to follow.
Yes, yeah. Right, I shall let you take the lights, Summers.
Oh. 3 red lights, 4, 5 red lights. Long pause, and away we go for the Austrian Grand Prix. Jesus wept, my dentures are falling out, I swear to God.
Bogorowski doing his normal, dropping back and waiting for everything to happen and trying
And
straight past.
Lime is
back.
already off. Lime has already gone off after turn 1. Dear, oh dear.
Yeah, let's have a look at Lime, see what damage he has, if any. He's got no damage, so he'll be alright to recover from there. Certainly could do with adding some skill points on tonight.
Meanwhile, Owen and Pac-Man are fighting up ahead behind Grelis, who has already pulled out over a 1 second gap because of the incident involving Lime. Lime has also made up 3 positions from his incident already.
Yeah. So we need application of those skill points, and he is on his way. So we'll see him improve throughout the race, I am sure. Grelis fastest lap, obviously leading 109.6. I'm sure we're going to see that tumble and tumble and tumble during the race.
Cavolis has made his way past Benny, and there's an Alpine round. Who is that? That is Maggot. Currently sat in the wall. That's extremely unfortunate for the Alpine driver. And I believe that is a VSC. It's telling me caution, but that's it. Everyone has actually slowed down.
Yeah, we've got a full course yellow, but yeah, you're right, it's just saying caution. But Maggot getting going again. Have a look, he's missing his front left end plate. So he'll hope this virtual safety car will stay out for a bit longer. He can pit and get minimal loss off of that.
And Grelis has made a 3-second lead already. He is not hanging about tonight. I have a feeling that he does... Oh, and we are green again. We're back to racing. I have a feeling Grelis does not like the soft tyres. So he is doing his utmost to use them as much as possible early on. Just so he can get a decent undercut and be in clean air.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, completely clear of DRS, so he's not under any threat at all. And what is good for him now is Owen and Pac-Man are going to be battling behind with Brandon and Gunnar just behind as well. Obviously, the pack's still close early on, but yeah, the battling behind is going to be music to Grelis' ears because he could just take it easy and pull away.
And we have Maggot in the pits, no doubt is replacing that front wing. Hopefully he remembered to set it to yes instead of auto.
He does. Nice new front wing for him and a fresh set of mediums, so I'm sure we'll see some pretty quick laps from him. And so really good, he's a quick driver, Maggot, but it's just, he seems to be involved in little incidents. I mean, some are his fault, some aren't his fault. It's pretty much the same as all of us, but he's when he's on the pace, you know,
what I'm hearing,
he will be up there.
What I'm hearing is he is last season's version of me.
Pretty much, yes, yes, yes. He mastered your art, but just slightly better.
I have noticed something with Pac-Man. When he came into turn 4, he seems to be wheel flipping. The rear end came around really, like, I want to say unnaturally for the way that he went through the corner. Maybe he hoofed the throttle, I don't know. But the back end slid round and gave him a brilliant drive out turn 4. Let's see if he does it again this time round, just to see if it's his driving style. No, that was a lot smoother that time round.
Yeah.
So there is now a gap back to Brandon of almost 2 seconds. So we've got Grelis doing his thing. Then we have Pac-Man and Owen. And then it's Brandon all the way down to Evan in P10. All in a train.
Yep. But look at the front, that gap is coming down to Grelis. We were up at 2.7 at one point, down to just over a second now. So Pac-Man is pushing. If Owen can stay with him, this could become a three.
We have
car battle again.
3 drivers into the pits on the start of lap 5. Let's see what they end up going on to tyre-wise. So Gunnar has gone on to the mediums. Stuart is on the hards. Bog is on the mediums. Berserk is on the hards. And Mikey has come in a lap earlier. We completely missed that and is on the mediums.
So we've got a bit of a mix of strategies going on there. So I'm going along. We've got a safety car. Why have we got a safety car? What have we missed?
What have we missed? Oh, there is a Williams with a broken front wing. It is Hackett.
Something must have. So yeah, Hackett's got a broken front wing. So has who's that?
If it's the Aston ahead of him, that would be Andre. No, Andre is fine. Who's missing an end plate? I think Benny Bruno is missing an end plate there. Yes, he is. Right end plate.
He is. Yep. Front right and front left. Yeah. So it looks like Hackett and Benny might have had a.
Everyone is coming in
friendly
except for Janice, who I believe also has right end plate damage. He does. He's missing his right end plate.
So what happened to him as well? Because
no idea.
Ooh.
I've literally just come on to him because he's stayed out under the safety car, not decided to change his tyres, and noticed he's missing the right end plate. So, God knows what's actually happened this lap. We have no idea. We completely missed everything.
we have, yes, absolutely completely. So it's good to stay true to form. I normally like to miss as much as I possibly can, so it just gives me something to talk about instead. But yeah, that's a bit of a weird one. I don't know why Giannis hasn't pitted. It's got to be a mistake. I mean, lap 6 on those softs you'd be looking at getting rid of anyway.
He's getting very close to the safety car. I'm on board with Grelis here, and it looked like Giannis pulled alongside the safety car. He wants to be very careful with what he's doing right now.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to enter the pits too quickly if he's going to do that now, because he will probably overtake the safety car. Oh, jeez, he nearly hit the safety car.
Okay, it seems like he is in safe.
Right, okay, so back to races. So Grelis taking the lead again. Just going to keep an eye on Giannis, see who comes out. Is having that front nose replaced and slapping on a fresh set of hards.
To be fair, I think that is probably going to be my strategy, apart from not coming in under the safety car if there is one tomorrow. If I stay in the lobby long enough, that is.
If not, you can come back with a fresh set every time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the bonus. So, yeah, I think the same, to be honest. I think it's going to have to be a soft start. And then, yeah, medium or hard, I think. Not sure, to be honest. It might be one of those that just do as a late call. But, I mean, either can work. You just obviously need to look at the grid. Sometimes you can look and see what the the actual grid formation as to where you could potentially be with each stop, so whether you want to go long or short. But yeah, I think, yeah, right, it's a sensible way to go.
I mean, for me, I know that I burn my tyres. Like, I'm on controller, and even before this game, I used to burn out the tyres in last game as well. So, right. I know that a slightly earlier pit stop is beneficial to me, but we now have our restart as the safety car is now in. When is Grelis going to go? He's actually gone just before turn 10. He's pulled out a small gap to Pac-Man as he makes his restart. Has everyone made it cleanly around those last few corners?
So far it seems to be okay. It's more going to be turn 1, I think, that's going to be, if anybody sees, but it looks like most people are weaving at the back, just trying to get some heat into those tyres.
As Grelis is under attack by Pac-Man up the front here. He did very well. He went wide and gave Pac-Man the space, but got one hell of a drive out of turn 3.
Yep. Turn 3 very clean as well, so nothing to report on this restart so far.
As we have Maggot passing Berserk further back. And
Yeah, I mean, Maggot's the one probably in the worst position at the moment. He's already done 5 laps on those set of mediums, obviously needing to pit early. With the rest of them, it's just really turned into a fresh race as a one-stopper.
So we now have Lynx up into 5th, passing Miyagi through, I think that was turns 7 and 8. He made the move there.
So yeah, good recovery from him. Obviously at the back of the grid at one point, we're picking up a 3-second time penalty there. 3 already with penalties. We've got Lime, Andre and Berserk.
As Janice makes the move nice and cleanly around Berserk for turn 3. Got the move done before the braking zone, and Berserk has dropped it in turn 3 by the look of it. He has dropped back another 2 places.
Yeah, I think perhaps he's got on the throttle a little bit early and just, you know, a bit too hard and just setting that back end run.
He is on new hard tyres as well, so they are probably cold, and that's probably caused the problem. And we've missed it. Pac-Man has actually passed Grelis.
Has passed Grelis. But I think Grelis will be too upset by that, to be honest. I think, you know, he'd be more than happy to just sit behind and, well, enjoy the tow, to be honest. But obviously with everyone so close behind him, Owen, we know he's got pace in him. Brandon, now in a good position and strong. He'll stay on the back of this. Lynx, I know from old, used to be really, really quick.
There goes
obviously
Grelis
hasn't
up
played
the
the
inside.
game
Oh,
so much.
bit of wheel banging. And away goes Grelis.
And Owen looking for a move up the inside as well, following Grelis through. Is he going to make a move on Grelis as well on the outside of turn number 4? It looks like he is.
Oh, lock up.
Oh, but so good fair race in there, giving each other space.
Grelis keeps it round the
leading
outside.
now down to 3rd.
Jeez, that was a good few corners for Grelis right there.
Grelis has very good car control, to be honest with you. I think that was what makes him so difficult to beat.
Yeah.
But he will make the odd mistake under pressure.
Yeah, he does often start locking up, especially when his tyres are starting to wear. So
Yes, yeah.
that's the opportune moment for a opposing driver to make a move, is when he makes a smoke screen for you to drive through.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Thankfully, we don't get that anymore. It's a little bit better. I think the smoke screen, I haven't seen it as bad. Obviously not played it since last week. We had an update as well, haven't we? Was that on
True.
Monday, Tuesday?
Monday the 30th was the update that I believe they reduced the amount of tyre smoke, along with bringing out the F1 movie DLC stuff.
Ah, right. So it's basically, it was just an excuse then.
Yeah, but that's also the update that caused me to have all of these problems with the EA servers, so I've got to love that update.
Oh, great. Well, at least you can do some scenes from the F1 movie now, so you can put yourself in their seat, just not online.
Yeah, I'll play as 60-year-old F1 driver. Hooray.
Wait, we have some 60-year-old F1 drivers, so be careful.
Yeah, but our 61-year-old F1 drivers are realistic.
That's a fair point, yes.
Not to
Anyway,
name
Owen's
names.
taken the lead. That slipped past me. So Owen
he
now
got
leading,
that up
Pac-Man
into-
pulling out.
Let's see. There's a lot going on behind. You've got Hayward and Miyagi
So, yeah.
fighting through Sector 2 here. Give me a... Wow, okay, it sounds like Hayward has broken his car. It's revving like mad. I can see the gears changing, but it doesn't sound like it is. That's
I think you might have... Are you still in?
Yeah,
you are still in.
I'm still in. Yeah, it was just a very strange audio and visual bug. Like, I could see the gears changing on his wheel, but the rev counter was maxed, and I could hear the engine revving maximum.
Oh. We used to have a bug like that a few years back where it was, yeah, it was horrible. It was almost like it was bouncing off the limiter then.
Yeah.
You ended up having to not go to certain cars. But anyway, we digress. So looking at this, I say Owen's still staying strong in the front. I think Grelis quite happy to just save a bit of ERS behind. Pac-Man in third position. Brandon, so we are so close. But it looks like we have a move. Miyagi making the move on Hayward now. So Miyagi up into sixth position.
I'm just trying to see where the closest fights are, and the thing is, it's everyone down to P10. They're the closest fights right now.
I think Lynx is on the move. He's going to be looking for a move on Brandon soon, but I think Brandon will then get a shift on and obviously want to make a move on Pac-Man. So we could all start soon, but it looks like Grelis is making a move up the inside of Owen there to become the outside of turn number 3. Side by side round there, keeping it clean.
A bit of a wobble from Owen on the exit there. Just sent him slightly towards the wall, but he's kept it in P1.
Yeah, I think Owen picking up the DRS there. I think Grelis just going past him at the DRS detection, so Owen being able to make his move back again with a side by side going in here.
Oh, this is like a replay.
Yeah. And so Owen just slotting in behind there, deciding not a good idea to go for a move, which is probably sensible. We'll line up, use a DRS to put up as close as he can for turn 1, and then make the move probably up the hill into turn 3, I would have thought.
Oh, we have a spinning Haas back here. It is F1 line.
Safety car. We have a safety car.
No, we don't. The track is not yellow.
Oh, the mine says safety car.
It's the same bug that they've had since 23, where you have a safety car, and until there's a yellow flag like that, it doesn't disappear. It's been there for a couple of years.
Completely ignore what I said. There's no saying.
Yep.
I do remember it. Yeah, I thought they had cleared it for this year, but I'll be honest, it's the first time I've jumped on comms this year. So
Oh, a three-way fight between Lynx, Owen, and Grelis into turn 4. Lynx wins out in the end, but it helps Pac-Man move up to P2. He snuck his way through when they all made contact.
yeah, just taking advantage of the situation. That's where you need to be there to pounce if you can. Normally doesn't work because you normally end up in the back of someone, a broken wing, and then lose out. That's
Speaking from experience.
Absolutely, yes, yes, many years, many years, too many races, too many broken doors.
Miyagi going up the inside of Brandon there. Oh, a bit of a wobble. I'm going to get that on replay, and we can watch that back in a little bit, because that was looked very awkward for him. And there's more tyre smoke. Pac-Man around the outside at turn 3. Oh, they've made massive contact there. I'm surprised neither of them have gone into the wall. Jeez.
Pac-Man and Owen.
Yeah.
They're still going at it as well, aren't they? But all she's doing is allowing Lynx to put away nearly broken DRS. And now is a second clear.
And a fair distance ahead of the detection point as well.
Yep. What's that? Was it Berserk coming into the pits?
That is Pac-Man coming into the pits.
Pac-Man.
Oh, and Berserk has retired. He has crashed. Berserk's car is on the exit of turn 8. There is a safety car.
Just by the bull.
So, while the safety car comes out, I'm praying the replay buffer has worked this week. But we can have a look at that wobble that Miyagi had coming into turn 1. And it has worked. Confirmed, it is working.
Yeah, I'm just a bit curious to me. Obviously, one Ferrari just pitting as the other one crashes out to cause a safety car.
It does seem a little bit Crashgate-esque, but I don't know if they are actually in comms together, are they?
They are, yes. Yes, so, anything's possible, but, anyway,
Well,
innocent until proven guilty.
We will leave that with the stewards.
Exactly right.
Johnny, it's your job, not ours.
Right, Link's into the pits. If he's going to go mediums for 18 laps, that's going to be a bloody stretch.
You do have to remember, though, the cars will be lighter on fuel.
Yeah, I still think half race distance is going to be a stretch on the mediums. If it was onto the hards, I'd say, well, would be yes, no problem at all.
Meanwhile, Owen has gone from the mediums onto the hards, so he's good to the end. Hayward and Guna did not pit. They don't feel that the mediums can go to the end from.
No, exactly. I mean, unfortunately, you're on the right. The safety car is out at the right time if you're on the mediums, and it's nowhere near good enough if you're on the hards. You need, for the hards, you'd probably want at least another 6 laps. I think would probably be ideal. 5 or 6 laps, and then you'd look at the changeover. So yeah, if we get a safety car in 5 or 6 laps, then that would be great for the others as well. So
yeah, it'll just bring let's say bring balance to the force.
Yes. Yeah. But Lynx is going to be rapid here on the restart, obviously heating up those mediums and being fresh as well against the 12-lap old hards of Hayward and Guna. So he's going to want to look at getting past and breaking away from Owen as quick as he can. But then he's going to have to look after those mediums.
It is very much a case of those who have gone on to the new mediums at this point. They're hoping that the safety car stays out for as long as possible. And then it's a case of the first 3-4 laps after the safety car comes in is nursing the medium tyres. Just to make sure that they don't wear too much. And then you can actually push towards the end of the race. But I do think that it's too early to come onto the mediums.
Yeah. Yeah, but then it's a gamble you take. You've got a safety car. It's, do I do it? Do I not? It's, if it works, it's a great strategy. If it doesn't.
I am surprised, though, with the amount of times that F1 Lime has spun. He hasn't yet brought out the safety car. And in the league that I know him from, that is basically his job. He causes major incidents, usually wipes out another driver in the process. But tonight, surprisingly enough, he's created incidents, but for himself.
Yes, he's been the victim of his own downfall. So,
hoisted by his own
safety
petard.
car's coming in. Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, safety car coming in this lap. Hayward will take the restart. Guna just behind. Obviously, as we said, Lynx will look at making that move as quick as he can and trying to put a gap between him and the others. Just looking at penalties. Got Hayward with 3, Cavolis 3, Benny 3, Andre 3, Lime 6 and Stewart 16. So hammer has been dropped, so Hayward is a go.
I didn't realise that Stewart had so many penalties. He is
yeah,
not
but I think
enjoying...
he's got 2-3 seconds and there's 10 seconds speeding in the pits. So
that does make sense.
Yes,
that makes more sense.
Yes.
Tiny
so
bit of
we
contact between Lynx and Hayward going through turn 3. Lynx has already disposed of Goon and is now
and now
disposing
he's
of Hayward.
disposed. Yep. So he's got that position he wants. Owen and Pac-Man up to 4th and 5th. So Pac-Man looking to make a move.
Owen has
That's
already
a
made his
Gooner.
way past Gooner.
Yeah, got Vascuna, and Pac-Man is itching to get past as well. Stuart picking up another 3-second penalty. 19 seconds.
Leave the white lines alone. That's all I'm going to say.
Third of a lap. Third of a lap in penalties. Right, so no moves at the moment. Looks like everyone's just trying to settle down on their new tyres, trying to get some
There
heat
goes
in
Pac-Man.
as best they can.
Easy pass for
Yeah.
Pac-Man past Gooner on the fresher rubber. And he's going up the inside of Hayward as well. Will he have the run? Yes, he does. There we go.
I think in fairness, Hayward and Gooner know this isn't their fight.
Agreed. We now have Brandon right up behind his teammate of Hayward.
Now you'd think, again, they are friends and they talk a lot, and you would think that this would be an easy let by, but I have seen incident after incident between these two.
Yeah, I was going to say, this reminds me very much of last season. Just the amount of contact between those two last season was abysmal for teammates.
Yeah, I think they just have fun doing it, but my mind casts back to a good few seasons back. They were 1-2 in Miami and took each other out at the last corner.
And we've got another safety car. Andre is out on the final corner. I have a feeling that was not something of his own doing. I know Andre is a rather clean driver, and he keeps himself away from the walls as best he can. I think someone might have gone around the outside of him and given him a slight nudge into the wall, or maybe even on the inside.
Yep. I mean, he was only on 4-lap old hard, so he shouldn't have been a grip drop-off problem. So yeah, it's being possible that there was an incident there. Again, we'll have to wait and see what's posted in the stewards, if anything comes of it.
Yep. It's another situation where we sit here and do the famous call, Johnny!
Yep. Yep. Over to you. So, Lynx is coming in, as I thought he would. He'll probably go for, if he's got a fresh set of mediums or whether a fresh set of hards. But he'll be looking at now making that to the end of the race. He's probably going to show me up now, put a set of softs on and take him right the way to the end without problem.
Nope, it is a fresh set of mediums.
Yeah, wise choice. It is going to be the better tyre, but obviously positions to make up around here it's not overly easy. But then if there's the nice little pile-ups in front of you, then you can make up a good few positions later on.
As long as you don't become part of those pile-ups.
Exactly, yeah. Avoidance is pretty much the name of the game now. Down in 9th position, but as I say, fresh tyres on everybody ahead of him. So the mediums of Evan and Miyagi in 4th and 5th, 5 laps old.
I have the feeling that Grelis does not like the hard tyres at all. He has basically run the same race as Owen and Pac-Man. Yet he has dropped back down to 6th and not made the inroads that the front runners have.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know whether it's a case of he can't get the heat into the tyres, or whether they just don't feel great for his setup.
It's possible. I mean, obviously you've got to think, you've got Evan and Miyagi trying to get past him on the quicker medium, so, it doesn't matter who the quicker driver is at that point. You've got better heat up and better grip on those mediums. So them making their way past has probably unsettled him slightly. Yeah, I mean, I still wouldn't count him out yet, to be honest. But I'm also keeping a keen eye on Lynx down in 9th. Because I say I do know him from old, and he was really, really good on a previous game, a good few years back. Yeah, I think that's a skill that you don't really lose.
Or in my case, one that you never acquire.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, like myself, yeah, we both applied, and we're still waiting for after the credit check, aren't we? We'll get back to you, sir.
We are basically talking to the Ferrari engineers at this point.
Yes.
We're still
Well,
checking.
we're checking. Yeah. Okay, so 18 drivers still in. We will have 12 laps to go at the end of this one.
And that is the safety car coming in at the end of this lap.
Yep, everyone is bunched up. So Owen will become the de facto pace car. He will decide when to go. We've had two different places. We've had a late one and an early one so far. We'll see where he is going to go.
Andre is coming to the chat. F1 Lime eliminated me because he couldn't let go.
Because he couldn't let go.
I just want to start singing Frozen now.
You can do if you want, but I'm not building a snowman with you. Anyway, we are go, go, go. Owen has put the hammer down. Pac-Man has reacted pretty well behind him. And one person who hasn't is Evan, has dropped back a little bit, but managed to close up on those mediums. So we are on for the last 12 laps of this race.
And Stuart has made the move along with Lime on Bog, going through turn 1 and 2. The Haas boys running line astern, not having the greatest of races, either of them.
So we don't get any synchronised spinning like we saw from the Haas at the British Grand Prix at the weekend.
Oh no, we need to see that at the Austrian Grand Prix tonight. It'll make for a great replay.
I doubt they could be that synchronised.
No, I don't think they would be, to be fair.
So Evan and Miyagi, I mean, really, if they wanted to make a assault for the win here, they needed to get past the three hards in front of them as quick as they could, because those mediums aren't going to be long before they start dropping off.
And here come Grellis and Lynx.
Behind.
Grellis and Lynx they've made it 3 wide for turn 1. Grellis slots back in, very wise there, and is bumped wide out of turn 1, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, little Mikey losing about 4 positions there, so I'm not sure what happened coming out the final corner, but losing some positions. Kavolis now past Grellis. And Grellis is going backwards down into 9th position.
Now down into 10th.
Doesn't have any damage.
Oh, I just had a bit of desync with Hayward there. That will be good to see on the stream. That was very strange. His car bounced in place 3 times and ended up being 3 places behind where he was. So I think he may have had a screen freeze.
Yes, yeah, perhaps, yeah. But yeah, then Pac-Man picking up a penalty now. That is gonna kill him at the front. Obviously himself and Brandon both with penalties. Owen knowing that he doesn't even have to win this race on the track. He can do it as long as he sticks within 3 seconds. Oh, and we're a bit wide there by Kavolis. Comes back on but loses the position back to, so Grellis back up into 8th.
Pac-Man has made the move around the outside of Owen at turn 3 there. Pac-Man, I reckon, is going to be pushing as hard as he can to try and break DRS from Owen at this point.
It's not just DRS, he needs to pull out 3 seconds, obviously, with that penalty now. He needs to, basically drop the bomb and go.
Yeah, he needs to break DRS just to make sure he can actually push as hard as possible and make a proper gap with that penalty.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the ideal situation would be if Brandon started battling Owen just to give him the chance, but Brandon out of DRS, so he's going to become susceptible to Evan in 4th, and Link's up in a 5th.
And unfortunately for Evan, he has just picked up a 3-second time penalty. So now Lynx is pretty much de facto P2, maybe P3, depending on how far ahead Owen and Pac-Man get.
I think Lynx will be past a couple of cars very, very shortly. Pac-Man out of the lead now. Owen taking the lead again, going down to turn number 4.
That, this is 5, and then 6 is the left hand. People don't realise that little right hand kink is turn 5.
Yes, well, it's the same as they don't know that going uphill is turn 2.
True, very true, yeah. Oh, and Miyagi has had an incident. He's off in the gravel.
Dropping down.
But he is not in last place. That is Benny Buno. So Benny has evidently had an issue at some point and has dropped himself 34 seconds behind the driver ahead.
Yep. Brandon back within DRS now, so he has closed on the Pac-Man, obviously with those two battling in front. He could be a dark horse for this win, but again has that 3-second penalty. Links up into 4th position now, 1.2 behind Brandon and closing.
Sorry, excuse me.
Soon going to become a 4-way battle for the lead.
This will become even more interesting, especially if Maggot can drag Guna and Grelis a lot closer to Evan.
Yep.
Because if this front group are really close at the beginning, on the final lap even, Pac-Man, Brandon and Evan are going to lose out massively.
Yep.
And Evan is currently doing the opposite of what he really needs to do, which is close up that gap to Lynx ahead of him. He's dropped from 1.5 seconds to 2.5 seconds in a matter of 3 corners.
Yeah, when he's on those mediums, they will be struggling like hell, I would have thought, round about this time of the race. How many laps has he done on them? Evan's done 12 laps on those mediums, so yeah, they're going to be slipping and sliding, especially against, well, mind you, 12 lap old hards, but they're going to be in a much better time, or having a much better time than the mediums.
Lynx gets himself past Brandon, going through 5 and 6, completes the move before getting into 7. Can you do me a favour now? Can you double check the drivers have all of the drivers that remain have used all of the compounds for this race?
I certainly can. I am looking at it now. We have Owen has, Pac-Man has, yes. Down, no. Oh, Andre. He is out, so yeah, doesn't matter for him. And Berserk. Yes, all of the remaining drivers have used the required tyre compounds.
That is good to hear. We're not going to have any disqualifications.
Nope.
People have learnt their lesson, and there's contact between Lynx and Pac-Man going through turn 4 there. It was a slight nudge.
Yeah.
Both drivers had locked up. It's not an ideal situation. I don't think anything will really come of that from a steward's report.
No, I think it was pretty much a racing incident, both going for it into the corner. Neither of them wanted to give. I mean, they gave enough space, but it's just one of those corners where you will touch. Yeah. Pac-Man's sliding about all over the place as well, so I think it would just be a racing incident. But
Grelis gets himself back up into 8th position ahead of Giannis.
By the way, one thing I've just noticed, we've been talking about the drivers, but we have a Kick Sauber 1-2.
Yeah, I didn't realise that Nico Hulkenberg getting a podium at the weekend was going to be this much fuel for the Kick Sauber drivers, to be honest.
Well, this is it. This is it. It's, but yeah, blimey, 1-2. And Link's already back up into the lead, as I say. I think the win will pretty much be in his control now, unless those tyres do drop off, but I think he can handle the last 4 or 5 laps on them. Owen, obviously, his hards will be as good as everybody behind him. And without a penalty, without a penalty, the front two. So teammates not picking up a penalty at all.
It seems that Pac-Man is having real trouble with putting power down at this moment in
Yeah,
time.
I think he might have cooked his rears.
Yeah, he's overheated them, or he's just worn through the rubber at this point, because
Yeah.
pretty much every traction zone he's having either a bit of a slide and a bit of a wobble, or he's just losing time to the cars ahead of him. And that's a lock-up going into turn 3, which will not help his case.
Oh,
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa. Tank slappers there. Manages to keep hold of it. Yeah, I think he is struggling with traction. I'm pretty sure he's on or using no traction aid whatsoever. And I think with the worn tyres, it's just pretty much like wearing ice skates. So yeah, dropping down into 4th position now. But we've got a 6-second buffer to 5th place. So perhaps I might just settle for what he's got and take it easy for the last few laps.
Yeah, I've just seen what's going on between P5 down to P11. There is one massive train stuck behind Evan right now, and Grelis has been slowly and methodically making his way through it. He is now right behind Evan and is just waiting to make the move.
Yeah, I mean, Evan now 16 laps on those mediums. They must be crying out, considering Pac-Man struggling on 17-lap-old hards.
Yeah, I think Evan...
There's a
wow.
move going on behind. Guna making a move up the inside of Grelis, both sticking it out, giving enough. Are they 3 abreast? No.
Near enough. But
So Grelis on the outside, Guna making the move up the inside. He who breaks latest, and it's going to be Grelis. So Grelis retains that 6th position.
I think the only reason Guna did not get the position coming out of turn 3 there is because he had Giannis up the inside on his right-hand side. If he had the space on the right, he would have gone into that space, put his foot down, and made the move stick. It's unfortunate for him, but it's good racing for us.
Yep. Yep, I agree. But it is still not over yet. He got it straight on the back of Evan Guna. So he just dropped back a little bit, maybe just taking a bit of a breather, but don't want too much because he's under pressure from Giannis. F1 Lime just on the back of this as well, although he does have about a day and a half's worth of penalties, I think. You see, he has 12 seconds of penalties. And Stewart now 12 seconds, obviously serving 10 when he last pitted. So Lime making a move there up past Giannis, and Giannis making a move back and just giving him a little tap on the wheel there to say, no, you're not having this position.
Brandon has made his way past Pac-Man as we have been watching the group behind. And all the while, Owen and Lynx have made a sizable 2-second gap, which is growing every corner at this point.
Yep. It's pretty much, I think Lynx was playing the team game, sort of giving his teammate a tow, keeping him within the DRS just to put himself away from 3rd place McLaren. But mind you, he's still within DRS, so he is still staying with him.
Lime has moved himself
Don't
up
count
into 8th.
Owen out of that, yep. Yeah, Lime's having a good recovery.
Considering he has spun, 3 times now at this race? And he's got himself back up into the points and is in the fight.
Yep. That's a pretty damn good recovery. I mean, obviously safety cars have helped, but you see what the addition. You see when you apply those skill points.
And this is when he goes straight into the side of Giannis and takes both of them in.
I know, yeah, Conta's cursed now, so we let's not talk about him anymore.
Let's switch camera to someone else. And Grelis going for his favourite move around the outside of 6 and 7. Almost makes contact with
He
Evan.
seems to be strong. Yeah. He seems so strong around there. Seems to have so much grip. But now
and
losing the position there.
Evan comes back up on the inside. Backs out in 10. Did not want to try for the inside there.
No, I think that was a sensible move. Oh, that's the end of the race. Jesus, we missed it completely.
We do apologise to the winners, Kick Sauber.
Nattering away, completely missed that. So yeah, Link's bringing home, actually recovering to pick up the win on those medium tyres on the 4-stopper working for him. His teammate Owen bringing home, the Sauber in the 2nd place. So 3rd place going to Brandon. Pac-Man in 4th, then we've got Grelis, Little Mikey, Evan, Maggot, Guna, and Giannis rounding out the top 10.
I will say, this bodes well, because I only had the one disconnect.
He's probably saving it all up for tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I'll join Division 3, it's fine.
Yeah. Right, so a good win there by Lynx. I say he is a very, very good driver, so I'd expect him to be very strong this year. I mean, I think Grelis will be up there challenging him as well. We've obviously got a couple of new drivers coming in as well that will be up there on pace, so I think it's only going to get more exciting in Division 1 this season. But a strong showing there by the Saubers, and obviously good to see Brandon on the podium as well, multiple champion. I'm sure he'll be very happy to be up there. Right, I don't have any results up at all, so if you could go through them quickly.
So we have ERT Lynx in P1, we have Owen in 2nd, Brandon coming in 3rd, rounding out the podium. Then we have Pac-Man, Grelis, Mikey, Evan, Maggot, Guna, and Giannis for P10. That is your top 10 for tonight. Nell, just so you know, for Bog and Connor's sake, I have taken screenshots, so I can just send those.
Excellent. I mean, they are visible on the stream. I do have that up, so we could have seen it from there. But no, that's fantastic. Well, bloody good race that. There was some real good close racing. I mean, great recovery drives.
You know it's a good race when you actually miss the end as a commentator.
Yeah, I know. There was so much going on, flicking through, and then all of a sudden I saw them coming across the checker flag. It was like, oh, we've missed that. So yeah, it speaks volumes. But some cracking racing out there. I mean, we saw a few incidents. So but yeah, some nice close racing. Good to see. We'll see what Division 2 will bring us tomorrow night.
Yep, I have my fingers crossed that I have a disconnect in quali and quali alone, like I did today, and that I can actually put in a performance tomorrow for people to watch. It will make a change.
We'll have fun no matter what, but yes, tomorrow, I mean, fingers crossed we will have comms for Division 2. Unfortunately, we couldn't get anyone in for last week, but hopefully we'll have a live stream and a commentator for this week. Division 3 will be streamed, and is it Malik is looking after that one?
It is Malcolm. Yes.
Malcolm. So yeah, he will be a commentator and listening last week. Obviously, we are very grateful for the addition of Summers tonight and tomorrow. It's just really nice to have some additional commentators in. It's sort of a fresh approach, and you don't have to listen to mine and Bog's boring voice every week. It makes a change for you. But nevertheless, it's always good to jump in. People
in the chat right now, put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear Nell's voice for Division 1 every week.
Right, let's just quickly disable ones in Discord for half an hour.
I didn't say Discord. I didn't say in Discord.
Oh no! Oh no! End the stream! End the stream!
Well, I will say thank you, Nell, for joining me on CoComs and getting me back into the session as quickly as you
Been a
did.
pleasure.
It's
Been a
always
pleasure.
great to do comms with you. So, yeah, one hell of a race.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will see you tomorrow for Division 2 and Division 3. Hopefully, Division 2, as Nell said, will have a stream this week. Division 3 definitely will with Malk. The most energetic comms I have ever heard in my life. He is like a horse race commentator. But
He
make sure
is
to
quite
come
good,
back and
actually,
watch
yeah.
those streams tomorrow. Have a good evening, everyone. Much love from everyone at DTR.